Do you want to start your day full of energy but without feeling bloated or heavy? Today, I'm going to show you my secret breakfast that keeps me light and active from the morning. In this video, I'll tell you how I prepare a simple, delicious, and balanced breakfast that prevents inflammation and those annoying sugar spikes. Also, I'll explain why this combination of ingredients is perfect to care for your abdomen and nourish your muscles early in the day. I'm Dr. Emma, a wellness and health specialist with over 20 years of experience helping older adults feel light and active. Every morning, when I want to start the day feeling my best, I prepare something that may seem simple at first glance, but truly makes a difference in how I feel all day long. Before we begin, let me know in the comments where you're watching this video from, so I can see how far it has reached. Imagine this. It's early, the sun is just rising, and you have a breakfast that is not only tasty, but also takes care of your body. My favorite choice? A whole wheat toast with avocado and an egg, either boiled or scrambled, accompanied by a gentle mint or chamomile infusion. That's simple and that effective. But why this combination? Whole wheat bread provides fiber, which is essential for keeping the digestive system calm and avoiding that bloated feeling that bothers us so much. Avocado, being a healthy fat, helps maintain satiety and balance blood sugar, preventing those spikes that can cause inflammation. And the egg is a wonderful source of protein to nourish muscles and provide sustained energy to the body. And I can't forget the infusion. Mint and chamomile have refreshing and digestive properties that soothe the abdomen and relieve any early inflammation, besides being a delicious way to stay hydrated. This breakfast is not just a way to nourish myself, it's a routine that helps me have a lighter and healthier day, without that heaviness that sometimes stops us. So next time you think about what to have for breakfast, remember you don't need to prepare anything complicated to feel good. A little whole wheat bread, avocado, and egg, along with a cup of infusion, might be just what your body needs to start off right. Do you want me to share more easy tips to improve your daily well-being? Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you in the next video to keep taking care of you, from the simplest to the most effective. See you soon. What I like most about this simple and natural mix is that it not only nourishes your body, but also takes care of your well-being from within. When I prepare this toast, it is essential to first choose a good whole grain bread. Not just any whole grain bread, but one that contains whole grains, because that way we ensure the fiber remains intact, and that fiber is key for the feeling of fullness and for your digestive system to function smoothly. Meanwhile, I slice the avocado or gently mash it so it spreads across the entire surface of the bread. Avocado is a gem in this breakfast because it provides healthy fats that our bodies need, those fats that help reduce inflammation and, interestingly, make you feel satisfied without that heavy feeling that sometimes lingers after breakfast. Next, I cook the egg, which is another essential part. Sometimes I prefer to boil it because it is lighter and easier to digest, but other times I opt to scramble it with a little extra virgin olive oil, which adds a delicate flavor and more antioxidants. Eggs provide us with high-quality protein, necessary to keep our muscles strong, especially important as we age and want to stay active. Moreover, by combining the egg with avocado and whole grain bread, we achieve a perfect balance of macronutrients, preventing those dreaded blood sugar spikes that not only make us want to eat earlier, but also cause bloating and discomfort. While I prepare the dish, I take the opportunity to brew a cup of mint or chamomile tea. I love mint because it has a refreshing effect and aids digestion, removing any heaviness that might remain. Chamomile, on the other hand, has soothing properties for the stomach and also a relaxing effect to start the day without stress. Both infusions are a gentle complement that, together with the food, allow the body to do its job without shocks, promoting slow and steady digestion. One important detail I always recommend is to take a moment to enjoy this breakfast. It's not just about eating quickly in the morning, it's like sending a message of kindness and care to yourself from the very first moment of the day. Sitting down, breathing deeply, and savoring every bite makes a big difference in how your body receives the food and how your internal systems activate. That mindful pause helps digestion begin optimally and keeps your energy lasting until the next meal without feeling heavy or bloated. With this simple routine, I've realized that mornings feel much lighter. It's not just about choosing healthy foods, but about forming habits that respect our natural rhythm. When you start listening to your body and giving it what it really needs, the results show more vitality, better mood, and that feeling of being ready to face the day without unnecessary burdens in your abdomen. The best part is that this formula works for anyone, regardless of age, weight, or lifestyle. It is a wellness secret I have shared with many of my older patients, and they always tell me how grateful they are to have found such a simple way to improve their quality of life. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to wake up without that annoying bloating that sometimes stays with you for hours, this is an invitation for you. A small change can transform your mornings, unlocking a feeling of lightness you might have thought was lost. Just by nourishing your body in a balanced way and taking a moment to care for yourself, you can begin to change your relationship with food and your own well-being. Because when your breakfast works for you, when you feel light and active, your energy for the day changes and allows you to be the best version of yourself from the very first hour. And that's exactly where the magic is, in that gentle awakening that stirs not only your body, but also your mind, ready to live fully and without limits. When I have everything ready, the next step is to calmly assemble my breakfast, letting each flavor blend and allowing the act of preparing it to become an almost meditative experience. Placing the avocado on the whole wheat bread, with that creamy texture that melts with the crunch of the bread, is a small pleasure that reminds me of the simplicity of nature. I need nothing more than a touch of sea salt and perhaps a bit of pepper to give it life, because I don't want to steal the spotlight from that perfect balance that aims to nourish without complicating. Then I add the egg, that unmistakable source of protein that holds the whole together and gives me the calm energy my body will appreciate for hours. And while I eat, yes, I allow myself to truly savor each bite unhurried, with full attention. That pause is not a luxury, but a powerful tool that invites my body to relax and accept the nutrients with gratitude and without resistance. It's surprising how something so simple can make such a big difference. By focusing my mind on that small act, I feel like I'm contributing to my overall well-being, as if I were sending care signals to every cell. The secret lies in that connection between eating and feeling, in respecting the time the body needs to digest, assimilate, and use energy without feeling bloated or heavy. Often, I realize that this simple breakfast is more than a meal. It is an act of self-love, a moment where I put myself first before diving into the fast pace of the day. That's why I always recommend to those who ask me to make it a daily ritual, an anchor that keeps them centered and light. Because it's not just about what you eat, but also how you do it. When you integrate this serenity into your mornings, your body responds with gratitude, maintaining that feeling of fullness and tranquility that prevents bloating and discomfort. After all, we are building health from within, caring for our digestive system, and sending clear messages of well-being to every organ, muscle, and cell. I like to think of this combination as a symphony where each ingredient plays a note that complements the next, creating a balance that nourishes without overwhelming. There are no abrupt movements or temporary explosions, just a steady melody of gentle energy that allows the body to function as it should, strong, flexible, and uninterrupted. This way of starting the day has also taught me that the body doesn't need large quantities to feel satisfied and active. It only needs quality, respect, and time to process. And over time, this becomes a constant source of motivation because the lightness I feel in my mornings drives me to keep caring for myself with affection and consistency. When sharing this recipe and routine, I always remember that the key is in that simplicity accessible to everyone. There's no need to complicate things, spend hours, or look for exotic ingredients. It's just a matter of paying attention, choosing meaningful options, and honoring the present moment. I've seen how many older adults who come to my practice experience a real change when they integrate this simple practice into their daily lives. That change is not only physical but also mental and emotional, because they know that with each breakfast they are doing something positive for themselves, leaving behind the frustration of heavy mornings and the discomfort that inflammation brings. It's a small step that opens the door to a better quality of life, because nourishing yourself well is one of the most powerful ways to care for yourself. Perhaps you're wondering if such a simple breakfast can really have such an impact, and I invite you to try it without expectations, just with curiosity and openness. Give yourself the chance to discover how something made with intention, from choosing the bread to enjoying that warm infusion, can transform your morning and, over time, your whole day. It's not about perfection, but about intention and affection. When you learn to listen to your body, when you prioritize your well-being in every detail, you open a window to a lighter, fuller life, where bloating stops being a constant annoyance and energy flows naturally. And that gentle awakening, that feeling of lightness that seemed lost, becomes the solid foundation from which you can build every moment with strength and clarity, ready to grow and shine after that first bite. I feel how the combination of textures becomes a hug for my digestive system, gentle and comforting. Nothing disturbs or unsettles me, only that sense of calm that accompanies me as the morning begins to unfold. I like to think that each food, mixing so peacefully in my mouth, sends messages of harmony to my body, inviting it to function without overloads or imbalances. I don't seek to fill a void in a hurry, but rather to nourish a foundation that will support everything I will do afterwards with energy and clarity. That is why that moment becomes almost sacred, a pause that also nourishes the mind and soul, preparing the ground to face any challenge with serenity. As I continue eating, I let the natural rhythm of digestion set the pace for the day. I feel how, little by little, the usual inflammation that sometimes appears with other breakfasts stays at bay, giving way to a feeling of lightness that spreads from my abdomen to my entire body. It's not just the absence of bloating that I celebrate, but the presence of a new comfort, as if my body were silently saying, "Thank you." The fiber from the whole grain bread, the creamy avocado, and the egg proteins form an ideal trio to keep my energy stable, without highs and lows or sudden fatigue. And the infusion, with its delicate aroma, helps relax not only the stomach but also the mind, closing the circle of this breakfast designed for complete well-being. I have learned that consistency in these small rituals is what truly transforms the experience. It's not about changing an entire life overnight, but anchoring good habits that, day after day, restore that lost balance. Many people I have supported tell me how, after incorporating this simple routine, they feel less heaviness even after heavier lunches or dinners because they have started the day preparing their body to function better. That cumulative effect is powerful and relatively quick, and it fills me with satisfaction to see how something so accessible can have such wide-reaching repercussions. I firmly believe that there is no better gift you can give yourself than conscious and kind self-care from the moment you wake up. Perhaps the most important step after eating is noticing those small details we often overlook: deeper breathing, a relaxed abdomen, a less scattered mind. I realize that when breakfast is a full experience, the body responds by unleashing resources that would otherwise remain trapped in tension or discomfort. That feeling of internal freedom is what motivates continuing the day, making healthier and more connected choices. What began with a simple toast then becomes an act of respect towards myself and the body that allows me to live with vitality and joy. And that changes not only how I feel but also how I face each moment. The simplicity of this routine is, in reality, its greatest strength because it reminds us that to nourish ourselves well, we don't need extravagant ingredients or complex preparations. It's enough to return to the basics, to what nature generously offers us, and that the body recognizes, loudly asking us to value it. It is a lesson I carry with me every day and hope can inspire those who, like me, wish to wake up with serenity and without discomfort. Because in the end, there is nothing more valuable than starting the day being kind to yourself, gifting that moment of calm that invites well-being and opens the doors to a day full of possibilities. And if you wonder what would happen if you decide to give this little ritual a chance, I invite you to watch closely those first hours after breakfast, to feel how your energy changes, how your body stops being on alert and allows itself to rest and function smoothly. Sometimes, the simplest things are the most transformative, and in that simplicity lies a valuable secret waiting to be discovered. The gentle breakfast I suggest not only feeds your body, but also reconnects you with yourself, with the patience and care we all deserve when starting each day. Perhaps, by doing so, you will find that balance that seemed elusive, and with it, the freedom to feel truly light, active, and peaceful from the very first moment. By prolonging that moment calmly, I discover how the senses gently awaken, as if each bite and each sip are steady steps anchoring my presence in the now. It's not a race nor a duty, but an intimate dialogue with my body, a constant learning process that teaches me to listen to and respect its signals. The texture of the avocado, that creamy blend that merges with the toasted bread, connects me to the earth, to the primordial simplicity we sometimes forget amid the daily chaos. The egg, tender and full of nutrients, adds strength without weight, like a silent ally supporting me without demanding anything in return. And the infusion, sliding warmly down my throat, draws a caress that will dissipate any tension accumulated throughout the day. In this calm ritual, the hours seem to stretch and stress loses ground to serene acceptance. I don't need to hurry digestion or force my body to perform because I have already prepared it to function in harmony. Each piece of this breakfast is a gesture of self-love, a seed I plant to harvest well-being in all the hours ahead. Moreover, the absence of inflammation frees me from that heaviness that so often limits me and reminds me that caring for the body is not a burdensome act, but an opportunity to reconnect with myself. This breakfast gives me space to take a deep breath, to observe without judgment, and to choose to walk through the day with energy that doesn't quickly run out, but that sustains itself, calm and conscious. As I enjoy this moment, I am certain that true transformation is not in grand gestures, but in those small habits that, repeated with intention, create fertile ground for health. Consistency here is a faithful companion, and no matter how busy or hectic the day is, this pause will be my refuge. It is not a sacrifice, but a daily gift. Just as I care for my muscles with exercise, I care for my interior with food that respects its natural rhythm and nurtures it in its essential function. Even on the hardest days, when fatigue threatens to take over, returning to this simple combination reminds me that I can choose well-being, that I have tools within me that are within reach. Don't underestimate the power of this breakfast. Sometimes, the simplest things are the most powerful because they touch those deep roots that sustain everything else. When you offer yourself these foods with calm and respect, you allow the body to unfold its potential without interference. The magic lies in naturalness, in the absence of pressure, in the kind care I give myself from the very first moment of the day. And that, my friend, is a revelation that can change the way you face each day. It's not just food. It's an act of connection, recognition, and self-love that has the power to transform not only your body, but also your mood and the way you are in the world. And here is the invitation I want to leave you. Try this ritual with the patience it requires, without rushing or unrealistic expectations. Allow yourself to observe, feel, and appreciate every small change that occurs, because that is where the real revolution lies. Let your body speak and listen to what it tells you. Observe how your energy changes, how lightness becomes your inseparable companion, and how, finally, you begin to live from a place more serene and kind to yourself. It's not about perfection. It's about presence. In that simplicity, you will discover an inner oasis you may not have imagined, a space where well-being is not a distant destination, but an everyday and accessible experience, ready to welcome you every morning. And what if today you decide to give your body this opportunity? You might be surprised to find in such a simple breakfast the key that opens the door to a fuller, more vital, and above all, more truly yours life.